Swadee Ka. So my name's Fon, I'm the Business Development Manager at Chaophraya restaurant. As a restaurant, we bring inspirational Thai concepts to the UK, and we try and take everyone on a journey into Thailand, and also we try and hire the best people to take them on this journey with us. The first answer that I put down was Tom Hardy, just because I have a massive crush on Tom Hardy. I'd say it's my managing director, Ian Lee, just because he is very inspiring. He has a core vision and also lives our values as well. So he's a very unique managing director who's got culture in mind as well as business, and I think that's key to success. So I'd say the person that I aspire most to is probably Kim. She is the co-owner and also the founder of Chaophraya, and it sounds very cheesy saying it, but she is a very motivational lady. So she started off from nothing in Thailand, came over to the UK, followed her dreams, set up the restaurant when she was 30. 17 years later, she's now got 21 restaurants, and I think it's very different to most of the restaurants that are out there, because like I said before, we're very keen on our core values. The other thing that I love about Kim is that she's got a loyal following of people, and when I say people, they're not just really people. She treats everyone like family, and she's not lost that sense of being down to earth just because she's been so successful. A lot of the team wouldn't leave her company because they feel like they owe her something, and she's helped them from the beginning, and it's just one of those, I think it's a very nice person to look up to. It's not really a business quote, it's kind of more of a team quote, I'd say. So it's from the Panli Lifeboat organisation. So every single time they send a lifeboat out, every time they launch a lifeboat, our managing director Ian writes a tweet just to kind of wish them luck on their journey, because a lot of the time when they go out, they don't really know whether they're going to be coming back or not. And I think the quote is something that Ian told us at our first annual conference. So it's, you have to pick your team carefully, and once you've chosen your team, you have to believe your team and put your whole trust in that team. So I think that reflects quite nicely to our business, because a lot of the time some of our team can't really speak English, and we hire a lot of people from different locations, and I think it's very important to put a trust have that trust in your team basically, and I think we're very good for doing that, because for me, I started off as a waitress here, so I think for my business manager to see that I had the potential, and then he kind of promoted me to sales and events and marketing, and then from that I'm now business development manager for England, so it's quite nice that that trust quote is quite personal to me, I think. So I'm not a massive football follower, but if I was to choose, I think I'd have to choose cricket or rugby. Living in Yorkshire, obviously I'm a massive Yorkshire Cricket County supporter, and also my background's actually, I used to live in Wales, so rugby is quite big for me as well, so yeah. I'd say Foals were the first band that I saw at Leeds Festival. So I used to do graphic design at university, so I used to do quite a lot of like film production and help out with voluntary work, and they were the first band that I ever saw, and they were incredible. And then I'd say favourite artist would be Adele, just because she's an incredible woman. She's really down to earth, and she just owns it. She doesn't even have a last name, so so yeah, everyone knows her as Adele. So I'd say Earth, Wind and Fire, September, because it's very sassy and very soul and quite upbeat, and I think that represents me quite well. It's definitely a karaoke song. So I'll be honest, I don't actually read books that often, but I did read a really good book that my mum's boyfriend recommended. It's called The Power of Now. So it sounds quite spiritual and all that, but it's really not that bad. It's by an artist called Eckhart Tolle. So it's quite a low-key published book, I guess, but it teaches you quite a lot about different people's culture and how you should perceive things, and it just makes you think outside the box, really. I'd say it's Lilo and Stitch. It was very, very hard to kind of pick because I do have quite a lot of films that I really, really do love, but I thought I'd go a little bit fun with it and say Lilo and Stitch because obviously you've got your Elvis and then you've got your Disney, so what more can you ask for? I'd say The Walking Dead. I'm a massive Walking Dead fan. The comic artist is incredible. I think I really appreciate the narratives behind it, and I think the storyline and the illustrations are incredible. So I'd say favourite bar is Head of Steam. So I think it is a little bit of a chain that started in Yorkshire maybe, but we've got one in the city centre, and I think first impressions were the staff were amazing. I went in and I thought, you know, what is this place? It's quite a small craft beerish pub, sorry. But then I went in, asked them what kind of beer they'd suggest, and I told them what I liked, and they gave me a beer, and it was the best beer. So every time I go in, I just say, I fancy something that's like this, and they'll just recommend something, and I thought that was really, really unique. And then my favourite restaurant in Leeds has to be Friends of Ham. So really like where that started off, and then as in the restaurant concept, and then they just do really great cheese boards. I'd say gin and tonic. Gin and tonic's definitely my favourite drink. I spoke to a couple of my team members and said, who do you think would play me if they had to play me? And they said Cameron Diaz, because apparently she's bubbly and she's quite fun, and apparently I'm like her. So apart from Tom Hardy, I'd say Leonardo DiCaprio. From Titanic in 1997 through until now, definitely still a massive crush, and I'm really happy that he's won a Grammy. Is it a Grammy or an Oscar? It's an Oscar. I'd say teleporting somewhere, because my family live in Thailand, so it'd be really great to just close my eyes and then just be there, and then, yeah, teleporting is definitely a great, yeah. Or if I'm in work and I'm like, oh, I need some fresh air, close my eyes, I'm there outside. I'd say it's somewhere where I can work half of the year here and half of the year somewhere else. Because I think travelling is I really love travelling, like whether it's in work or kind of just like for leisure purposes. But yeah, I think it keeps it interesting as well, and plus, like I said before, my family live in Thailand, so it'd be great to maybe spend half the year working in Thailand and half the year working in the UK, but you never know, that might happen. English was my second language, and I learned it in a year, and my first words were yes, no and maybe. I'd say downtown and business are very similar to Thai Leisure Group, so we invest in great people and we try and stay very customer focused and also very members focused as well. So I think you guys do exactly the same, where you provide really a lot of help and you try and help business grow, and you're very you don't just let anyone into your network as well, and I think that's quite great, because a lot of the time when you go to networking events it's usually too big, and then you kind of have to like filter through these people before you find really great people. But I think downtown's really good for kind of filtering that for you, and they already have like quite a lot of great people on their members list.